After 35 years of working, I thought I had done everything right. I built a career, I paid my bills, I raised a family, I contributed faithfully to the system that promised security in the future. Like many people, I believed that if I worked hard, remained loyal, and followed the traditional path, retirement would take care of itself. Then one morning, everything changed. I was called into a meeting and informed that my employment had come to an end. There was no dramatic warning, no grand farewell, just the reality that 35 years of service, the system I had trusted no longer needed me. I walked out carrying a box of my personal belonging, and thousands of unanswered questions. How would I reprise my income? How would how long would my savings last? What would happen when my bills kept coming but the salary stopped? The truth was that retirement obligations didn't disappear. The electricity bill still arrived, the water bill still arrived, the mortgage still needed to be paid, the grocery shopping still had to be done, the family requirements needed to be met. Life continued even though my paycheck had stopped. For years, retirement had existed as a destination of the horizon. It was a reward for a decade of discipline. It was the promise that one day I could finally slow down, travel the world, spend time with family, and enjoy the freedom I had postponed for so long. Now that destination had disappeared overnight. In the week that followed, I cycled through every emotion possible: anger, shame, fear, regret. I replayed every decision I had made over the years. Why hadn't I started something of my own area? Why had I relied so heavily on one source of income? Why had I trusted a system that could simply decide one day that my service were no longer required? How had I missed the warning sign? The answer was difficult to accept. Like many people, I had trusted someone else's system to secure my future. I had believed that loyalty, hard work, and consistency would guarantee security. But the truth is that systems can change. Companies restructure, economies shift, jobs disappear. The realization was painful. The very system I had trusted for 35 years had taken my time, my energy, my skill, and eventually left me facing an uncertain future. But something unexpected happened. Instead of focusing on what I had lost, I began to ask a different question. Because when you lose almost everything, you are forced to confront a question that most people spend their lives avoiding. What is truly valuable and what can never be taken away from you? The answer wasn't my job. It wasn't my title. It wasn't my salary. It wasn't a pension statement. What remained was my knowledge, my experience, my resilience, my relationship, and my willingness to learn. These things could not be taken away. That realization began to build my confidence and ultimately my future, not through luck, not through a miracle, but through a decision to stop relying entirely on a system I could not control and start building assets I could control. That journey led me to discover the digital economy and eventually the Legacy Lunch program. What attracted me wasn't a promise of overnight success. It was the opportunity to learn practical digital skills, creating an additional income stream that belonged to me. For the first time, I realized that retirement is no longer about stopping work. It's about creating choices. Today, I want others to know what I wish someone had told me years ago. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your experience still has value. The skills you build over decades still matters. And the future can be different from the one you imagined. If you spent years building someone else's dream, Perhaps it's time to start building your own. If retirement has arrived sooner than expected, or if you're worried about whether your savings will be enough, know this: your next chapter can begin today. The best time was yesterday to create a second stream of income. The second best time is now. If you if you'd like to learn how ordinary people are using the Legacy Launch program to build digital skills, create additional income streams, and regain control of their financial future, send me a message with the word legacy and I'll share with you information, because retirement should not mean running out of options. It should